Hey guys, it's Miss Harrell. I think I finally have this technology piece figured out. So today what we're learning about is the intellectual development of infants. All right, so early learning abilities with infants. Showing signs of intellectual growth is things like remembering experiences. So a child understanding and remembering something. For instance, you go somewhere that you have been before and the child no longer acts scared because it's now a familiar environment. Understanding cause and effect, we see this a lot while children are eating. So, baby sitting in the high chair, mom's feeding baby. Baby picks up the spoon that mom is using to feed them and throws it on the floor. Mom picks up that spoon, gives it back to baby. Then baby takes that spoon and throws it again. So that's baby demonstrating that now they know if I throw this spoon, mom's picking it back up and giving it back to me. It basically becomes a game with them, but it's also them showing that they understand cause and effect. Making associations. So, this is children understanding associations based upon, for instance, like knowing who somebody is. So, grandma visits enough, we start to remember that this is grandma. And then also paying attention. When you walk into the room, baby looking your way when they hear your voice, or when you're playing with baby, they lock eyes with you. They're paying attention to what you're doing and saying. Piaget said basically that children learn through different periods of learning. So, the stage that babies are in is a sensory motor stage. This happens from birth to age 2. And what's happening here is children are learning through their senses and their own actions. The pre operational stage is from 2 to 7. Children are thinking in terms of their own activities and what they're perceiving at that moment. Then we have concrete operations from 7 to 11. Children are thinking logically, but they still learn best through that hands on experience. And then formal operation is from 11 to adult, where people are capable of abstract thinking. To encourage learning with a baby, babies will learn more and they're going to learn faster when their caregivers comfort them, talk to them, smile at them, and play with them. So they need that direct stimulation. So having that interaction of from the child to the television is not the same thing. They need that one-on-one attention, that interaction from that caregiver that is showing them how to do things and teaching them language, teaching them just basic day to day activities and tasks. Also, they need encouragement to learn. This means that their caregivers need to give them time, they need to give them attention, and they need to give knowledge. So, time with baby, sitting on the couch watching TV, that's not going to teach them anything. But you sit down on the floor and you play a game with them, you grab one of their toys and you start to show the difference between red and blue, and you start to show them how the heart shape only fits in the heart hole, and the circle shape only fits in the circle hole, and the square shape only fits in the square hole. Also, caregivers can help baby learn by talking to them and playing games with them. And then the baby will show pleasure and will love to get praise from their parents when they try new things. So if you give them that pleasure, you give them that praise, they get super excited. You know that babies are developing communication when they can communicate without words. So using things like crying, cooing, giggling, and gesturing. So in infants, we see things like them pushing something away that they dislike, or reaching for something that they want, or clinging to their caregiver when they don't want to lose the attention of their caregiver. Also, baby sign language is a really great tool for children, and I highly suggest watching that video. If you copy and paste that link into your browser, you do not have to, but it shows you how to use baby sign language with babies. It's a great tool, and children are much more likely to be able to communicate at an earlier age. Also, learning to speak. This is a gradual process that begins by being spoken to. You need to use simple words, but also avoid baby talk. So, using baby talk words actually developmentally delays a child's speaking skills. So, talking to them with normal language is going to get them to grab onto that language as quickly as possible. And remember, babies learn in whatever language that is spoken at home. So, if at home mom and dad speak Spanish, then that's what baby is going to learn first. If at home mom and dad speak English, then that's what baby's going to learn first. So it's whatever language is spoken in the home is the first language they learn. Also, you should read to a baby because this teaches them language, but it also teaches them to use pictures to connect with sounds. It teaches them repetition, a great example for repetition, as we've talked about all semester, is Dr. Seuss. Books can create association with attention and care, and reading overall will always increase vocabulary. So it's really important to encourage reading at an early age. And then, last but not least, the importance of play. Playtime is essential for intellectual and physical development. So, babies have to have playtime, but they need developmentally appropriate toys to play with. So, giving your 3 month old a toy that is made for a toddler is not going to really teach them anything because they're not going to know how to work it, or it may not be safe for them, especially if it has too many small pieces that the 3 month old could swallow and choke on. Playing together as a family can teach children trust, honesty, and taking turns, so having that family play is essential. All right, guys, that wraps up Chapter 9 notes. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email. Otherwise, hope that this was helpful. Have a great day.